Hello and greetings from Germany. My name is Tim Kutter. I'm head of sales from TrackingMaster here in our showroom in the middle of Germany. Town is called Saalfeld, and I want to show you our AV automation system TrackingMaster. It's on the one side AV automation and on the other side auto tracking. In 2018, we started to develop an auto tracking system which is LiDAR based for the University of Jena. And LiDAR based means that we are using these LiDAR sensors to scan the floor and recognize if there is a person or not. We can recognize multiple persons, so it's also a tracking system for maybe lectures with more than one lecturer. And it's AV automation, and also it's not needed to track the person all the time. As you see before, the TrackingMaster automatically shows the LiDAR sensor because I stand next to it. Also, we can make a preset when I stand behind the lectern, and we automatically turn on the microphone. If I leave this position, we will mute the microphone again. And we can also make presets for blackboards or whiteboards. So if I'm standing here, I'm not near enough to the blackboard to write on it. But with our technology, we have the depth of the room. And we can recognize that I'm now near enough to the blackboard to write on it. And in this case, we automatically zoom in to show the blackboard and make a preset of it. And we have also another big benefit. I can leave this position or I can walk here. The camera is not moving now. So everybody can see what I'm writing on the blackboard, also when I leave the blackboard. And now it counts 5 seconds. And just after 5 seconds, the camera comes back to the lecturer. It's a very big benefit for lecture halls with blackboards in it. We can also capture experiments with a multi-camera setup. So if I stand here, I want to show you that our company, VST, won the German AV Award last autumn. This is the AV Award for the best company or for company of the year. If I leave this position, we recognize it, go back to our tracking PDC, and you can see here we have a Wolf Vision visualizer. And if I stand next to the visualizer, our system is also recognizing this and turns on the visualizer light, showing now the image of the visualizer camera and making picture-in-picture with the PDC and the visualizer cam. So this is just a short introduction of TrackingMaster. Later I want to show you how it works with more than one person. And now I want to start with a small presentation about TrackingMaster. Okay, so as I said, we developed the system since 2018, so we are very experienced. And what we are selling is, on one hand, the software, which comes with a small NUC PC. It's a Linux-based system, and you can get over-the-air updates for our software, safety updates, and also updates of the functionality of the system. And you need 2 or sometimes 3 or 4 LiDAR sensors, which depends on the range we have to cover with our sensors to make a reliable auto tracking experience for you. And as an extra part, you need a PDC camera. Today we are using a Canon ZR-N300, and we really recommend Canon cameras because we can control P, T, and Z. So pan, tilt, and zoom is something we control as an auto tracking software, but we can't control the autofocus, and we have very good experiences with the autofocus of Canon, especially with long distances in a lecture hall. We also support the cameras of Panasonic and Sony. You can find a list on our website. How does it work? Yeah, uh, to be honest, it's a very stupid technology because we are just making measurements. It's nothing more like this. It's not big AI, and we are not using the camera image for tracking. We are just using measurements from the LiDAR sensors, and LiDAR means it's not visible laser. Yeah. And the PTZ camera is not required for the functionality of the AV automation functions of TrackingMaster. Our system is AV over IP, so every sensor has its own IP address. Also, the NAC has an IP address, and we can work in every normal AV network situation. What can TrackingMaster do? On the one hand, auto tracking, framing, and auto presets and workflow presets, which belongs to the media control side. So the media control is the brain of the room. For this demo, we are using Extron. And the TrackingMaster software is the added intelligence for the media control in the room. And also the added intelligence to the PDC camera. Auto tracking means that we have a centimeter precise localization of a person and can track the person with smooth camera movements. We can also make limitations for the area where we want to track with our zones. I will show you later when we go on with our demo. We also do auto framing, which means normal camera presets, for example, for a blackboard. But you don't need to go to the touch panel anymore to trigger the preset. So TrackingMaster is doing it automatic. We have auto preset, which means that we automatically unmute a microphone, automatically turn on the visualizer, or automatically change to a better positioned PTZ camera. And we have the workflow presets, which means automatic programs for the media control and different configurations of the TrackingMaster systems. And you can save them in our software and make them easy to call up via the media control touch panel for every user. So if you have a room which sometimes is used for a normal lecture, mathematics for example, then they just need the blackboard preset and they don't need a second camera for showing experiments. But then you have users in the room which are doing experiments on the lectern, and then they need another preset. They need another workflow for their lecture. And with our workflow preset, they just have to click one button, everything automatically loads in the background, and then they can do their lecture 1 hour or 90 minutes without going to the media control touch panel anymore. So lecturer can focus 100% on his presentation, on his lecture, and this is our goal. Yeah. Then I would say let's go on with our demonstration. What you can see now, this is the TrackingMaster web interface, and you can see the room, and all the black dots are the walls, for example, or the chair I'm sitting, seen by the laser sensors. So I click on the sensor, which is right here next to the lectern, and I will make the color of all the things this sensor sees now in red. So you can see the wall on the right side, so there, can be seen by both of these sensors. Yeah. We also see where is the camera located in the room. This is the PTZ camera in the room. And at the moment, there's no tracking because I'm sitting right here on the round conference table. But as soon as I start to walk through the room, the TrackingMaster will recognize, okay, there is a movement and it's a person, it's Tim, and starts tracking me. So in the green zones, it's normal auto tracking, just following the person or the persons. And then we have these blue zones, and the blue zones are preset zones in our software. So I will click into this blue zone. You can see there's a visualizer equipment scenario. So maybe to make it a little bit bigger and more visible for you. Now you can see this is the zone with the visualizer. We have a time in with 2 seconds and a time out with 1 second. And on the other hand, we have the zone for the blackboard. We have a timeout of 5 seconds set it up. Yeah. Now I will walk into the zones and we will use the tracking master cam. So as soon as I stand next to the visualizer in this blue zone, it counts 1 second, turns on the visualizer, makes picture in picture. Everything was set it up before and it works how it is supposed to work. And if I leave this position, Tracking Master changes back to the PDZ camera and starts tracking again. Now, again with the blackboard zone, so I walk into the zone. Tracking Master shows the blackboard preset, and then we have the timeout. This means I can leave this area and it counts 5 seconds, and after 5 seconds the camera comes back to track the lecture again. Last thing I want to show you is how the system works with more than one person. So just give me a moment, I will looking for a colleague. So this is Vanessa, she's from Inside Sales here at VST, and also my colleague for Tracking Master Inside Sales. And you can see that now there are 2 people walking in the green area, and as long as we are in the same area, we are both in the picture. The camera zooms in and zooms out. So when we are far away from each other, it zooms out. If we stand next to each other, it zooms in. And as soon as one of us went to the stage, Tracking Master will recognize this, and then Tracking Master decides that the person on the stage is more important for the tracking. So I'm not relevant now anymore for the movements of the tracking camera. Vanessa is now the person of interest for the system, and I will tell you why. In the green area in front of the stage, we have the priority of 20, and the area on the stage has a priority of 60. So this is the higher priority area, and as soon as I also enter the same area, the camera zooms off again to show both of us standing on the stage, so we can make a lecture together. Or I go to the lectern, which is the highest priority zone in this workflow preset, and then the camera comes to me, takes me in the preset shot, because this is the biggest priority for the system. As soon as I leave the preset zone behind the lectern again, Tracking Master knows there was another person, and Tim is entering this area again, zooms off and shows both of us. Thank you, Vanessa. So I hope that you have now a good experience of our system, and maybe you have some more questions. Just write me an email, tim.kutter@trackingmaster.io. Visit our website, visit our YouTube channel, or just make an appointment via mobile phone and set up a Teams call to show the system to you, your colleagues, your customers. I'm happy to be in contact with you and to introduce you more and more to our software and audit possibilities we have with Tracking Master AV Automation. Thanks for your time.